Thank you for being here, Naomi, my friend. I've known you for a while now. I appreciate you finally being on the podcast. So if you would like to, this is Partnership, our podcast where we talk to business owners about what they know about business, try to learn something from them. If you want to introduce yourself and your company, go ahead.
Sure. My name's Naomi Gasson. I'm from Georgia Roof Advisors. We've been operating since 2009, and this time 5 years ago, my husband and I bought the business. So
Cool.
It's our anniversary.
Is it?
It's our anniversary of buying the business. Yeah, we arrived.
Today?
Yep, we arrived on the Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
I know, right?
You know, we had a woman last year. So we did a Cinco de Mayo event last year on for the virtual networking group. We had a woman message us and was like, Cinco de Mayo isn't the Mexican Independence Day. It's all. She was like very offended by us calling it the Cinco de Mayo event. I was like, I promise we just called it that because of the date.
Right.
And so we have this recurring theme every Cinco de Mayo that we like don't talk about it too much because somebody out there is offended by it. But I don't even think that's real. I don't even think anybody is offended by it. But I'm going to open my present here that you brought us. I want you to explain this as well because I've been seeing these for a while. I saw these. You were in our original Master Networks group when I joined.
Yes.
And one of your very first 10-minute presentations was the Birdhouses was one I saw. What is the presence of the birdhouse in your business?
Sure. So the idea behind that is that we replace roofs, and we're giving a replacement to a bird as well. Mm-hmm. A new house, a new home, a new upgrade. We've had a couple of customers in the past who've actually stopped us from doing their roofs until the birds have left the nest, which I kind of find really sweet. In the UK, where I'm originally from, we have pigeons, and they're not so attractive, all the birds, compared to what we have in Georgia. So I like the idea of having the birdhouse, and they've been very popular with customers and friends and family.
It's very memorable. It's very brand forward. I like it a lot.
Good. I'm glad.
So tell me, what was the experience like of coming here and acquiring a business? Like I don't know that we've had that conversation with anyone here yet of like what being. Because I think the rule is as you acquire a business is like a tool that you use to be able to live here permanently, right?
Sure.
How does that work?
So in order to move here, we had to buy a business. So we looked at many different types of businesses. We looked at gyms. We looked at laundrettes. We looked at gas stations. We looked at a chicken salad chick. So different franchises and things. And then we found the Georgia Roof Advisors. It was actually owned by a guy previously who also had a mortgage company. And he said he's got two companies. The mortgage company was doing great, and he was looking to sell Georgia Roof Advisors. And that was it. So we went into negotiations. He was actually part of the business for the first 3 years, which was amazing because in England, we do not build roofs the way we do here in America. We put slate on our roofs, and if you replace a roof, you do so every 100 years. You'd take off the slate off the roof, you'd work out what was good and what was bad, and then you'd put back on the roof what was still okay to put back on. So very different compared to, the life here at Georgia Roof Advisors where we can replace an entire roof in a day. So
you guys knew you were going to end up in Georgia or no?
So originally my parents moved here first. They had lived here they've been here now 20 years. And we were visiting quite a lot. My husband and I were coming out for holidays, vacations. We actually got married in Savannah in Georgia.
Oh, wow.
So that was prior to us moving here. And we just love the outdoor life. The last couple of days that we've had of storms, Monday and Tuesday, it's kind of similar to that without it being so heavy in England. In fact, people say to me, do you still drink, tea, English tea? I say, well, I do when it's raining because I instantly feel cold. You'll find me hibernating in the house with a hoodie on and a cup of tea because it feels that memory of being damp and cold like it is in the UK. So, they lived here. We kept coming out. We were walking in the forest, just loved the nature, loved how beautiful it was. Loved the fact that you can, plan on grilling at the weekend and know the weather's still going to be good. And my husband and I had our daughter Savannah back in the UK, and we went on vacation. We went to Spain, and while we were there, we had no internet access. And we were just, a couple of young parents with a 18-month-old. And the evening we were like, right, let's do it. And we decided on on that vacation, we were going to sell our house. We'd upgraded our house quite a lot. We'd put a lot of money into it, paid a lot of our mortgage. So we had a lot of money tied up in it, and we were just outside of London. So
what did you do you were in London? What did you do there before you came here? What was your occupation?
Sure. So I was actually I was on a bid team for a real estate company called DT. I would call it Z. You guys call it Z, DTZ. Similar to Cushman and Wakefield. So Cushman and Wakefield actually bought DTZ. And I was working there on their bids team in the centre of London, travelling in and out. It was only 30 minutes on the train, which is why when we sold our house, we made quite a lot of money back on that. Moved in with the in-laws and put our investment into an escrow to buy the business. And we had no idea if we were going to be granted our visa or not.
Right.
So it was an all-in scenario. It was we moved into our in-laws' house with an 18-month-old baby and had just taken ourselves off the property ladder and had no idea whether that was going to be a good thing or a bad thing. And I actually had a 3-month. I had to give 3 months notice on my current role, and I managed to negotiate less time on that because I was like, hey, this is my plan, this is what I'm doing. My husband James was consulting at the time, so he was able to finish his consultation and then come straight over here and start the business. So
cool.
It was fun.
What was the structure of Georgia Roof Advisors when you got here?
It was an Excel spreadsheet. It was, they've been operating since 2009. Dennis, who owned the business previously, was well known in the Marietta area. He did great work. There was a great reputation. There was one sales guy. We bought one truck as part of the business exchange. And now we have 6 trucks on the road. Six sales guys, and an office full of people. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've come a long way. We've got a CRM system now. We've got MP Group doing our credit card processing. That certainly helps. And the structure of the business was very much orientated around insurance. So a lot of people have their roofs paid for by insurance. However, you have to have storm damage in order for that to happen. So we were looking at roofs, telling a homeowner they didn't have any storm damage, so not to file a claim. And then we were walking away, like, wait for the next storm. And the issue with that is we weren't actually resolving the problem that the homeowner had. They still had a leaking roof. So we've changed our business model now to not only offer financing for roofs that, are not insurance, so we're offering a retail price, and also maintenance plans as well as repairs. So we're actually helping the homeowners a lot more than what we were, and looking at a customer for life. A repair. If a roof doesn't need replacing, we can repair it, get them back on, sort them out, and they can continue and extend the life of that roof and actually, have a customer for life. So, yeah.
Sure. And what kind of scale are you guys operating at now? Are you guys doing like a roof a week, a roof a day?
It depends. In the October storm, we had a lot more roofs. We filed hundreds of insurance claims just because of the storm that came through. We're looking more into commercial at the moment. We're doing some large HOA projects. So we're kicking off about 5 roofs a week. Depends on what's going on. So.
Wow. So that is basically a roof a day, a roof a business day.
Yes.
And what was your goal?
What is our goal?
Yeah.
In the next 5 years, we want to do 20 million.
Wow. Mm-hmm. How many roofs is that?
It depends on the scale of the roof. It depends
Sure.
on whether it's commercial, whether it's.
And that's your plan, is up that ticket by going the commercial route, doing.
Well, also,
either getting more opportunities from one opportunity or getting a bigger opportunity from doing a different kind of work.
Yeah, and looking more into HOAs. So if you live in a townhome, for example, then the roof is typically covered by the homeowners association, either insurance or through paying into that fund that they know they're going to be replacing it in a period of time. So we've just recently completed a HOA. We did 3 buildings. We've just signed up for the next 6. So yeah, it's sort of keeping going on that. getting our name out there more and more. We've won Best Roofer in Cobb for the last 3 years in a row, and we've become Master Elite since we've been here. So GAF will look at everybody all the different contractors who are selling their product, and they will rate them. And 2 years ago, we were made Master Elite. So that means that we can offer a higher warranty on our product. So if James and I, my husband and I, decide to, move away, go somewhere else, then they will back our roofs for up to 25 years labour warranty. So if there's a problem, they'll actually send out somebody else of a similar calibre to go and have a look at that problem.
Sure. So. And how are you guys growing the way that you're growing?
How are we growing? Steadily. We're trying not to rush things. We're trying to get things in place. We've recently signed up with Smash, which is a contracting consulting company. And that's definitely been challenging. It's looking at, 90 days at a time, setting 90-day targets rather than annually, which is what we've typically done. And it's certainly providing a lot more focus, digging in deep into our processes, making sure that they're my background and my husband's background is in further education. So, he's an accountant by trade, and I did my MBA before I moved here. So we've both got the background of business and the background of continuously learning and continuously improving. And that's what we push through into the business. We've gone through looking at our core values recently and, making them more seamless. So,
and you guys are doing more networking. I know you guys are doing like getting a lot of referrals from your existing clients. I know that's kind of a big thing, is taking an area when you see someone like that and you have a connection or you get a referral to someone and seeing how you can kind of manifest the rest of the business in that area. But what is like the main source of the growth of your business? Is it referrals? Is it just that new plan of attack with the HOAs? Or
so we do an eclectic mix of marketing. We've got Facebook. We're doing a little bit more on LinkedIn, Google LSA, Yelp, as well as, like you said, the networking. So we've got Hillary in the office as well. She's our marketing coordinator, and she looks after and makes everything seamlessly in place for our social media. A lot more posts, and again, we're both now a part of a B&I group, which is working out really, really well. And also, different business associations as well. So I was at North Cobb Business Association last week, and we're going to the Marietta Business Association, the Splash event, in a couple of weeks. And, just getting our name out there and being the face of the business. Last year with COVID, then I was at home with a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I said to my husband, I was like, I can't keep these alive as well as do the marketing in the business. So we recruited Hillary, and she's been wonderful. She's been really, really good.
Sure.
She certainly had
and
value.
What is it about the way that you guys are doing business that makes your customer feel like they had a different experience than what they would feel with a typical roofer?
We spend a lot of time actually talking to the customer beforehand. What are their pain points? What's happening? When someone phones up and says they've got a leak in their house, their roof's leaking after the storm, they're usually panicked. It's going to cost them a lot of money. It's going to, what's the impact of this? And buying a new roof's not particularly sexy. So, we work out what's going on. How old is their roof? What are the problems that they're actually having? Not every roof needs replacing. And, like I told you, we changed our business model to be offering repairs as well as maintenance plans. Then we're building, the customer, we're working out exactly what it is that they need. Instead of just selling them a roof, we're selling them the longevity of their current roof. So understanding where they are in if they're buying a house, if they're planning on selling the house in the next couple of years, if they got other projects they were looking at doing in their home. So, our financing option, for example, certainly helps with not having to buy a new roof out of pocket straight away.
Sure.
It's given them a bit more. But we're very personalised. We're certainly making that process more and more seamless so that every customer has the same experience. And that experience is to feel that, they're being listened to. And, we're not giving them a price and running off. We're following up. We're making sure they understand the quote that they've received. We go through all of our products And, there's a lot of ways that you can cut corners as a roofer. You can use substantial materials. You can not offer a good warranty. So talking to them in depth and educating them about what's going on, what their options are, and how it's going to fit their budget is certainly something that we've
Well, that seems to be all of you guys' skills are definitely on showcase when you're talking about the communication aspect of things. So I wanted to ask, like, what do you guys have you thought about that, like community impact, like what you guys are going to kind of leave behind? Because it's a different feeling there. Like I talk to these different entrepreneurs and a lot of them are from the areas in which they're doing business. You guys are very different to that. Do you guys feel any type of connection to Marietta or Cobb County where you want to impact the community or give back in any way?
Sure. Last year we actually did, we gave back to Must Ministries. So we had for every sale that was made between a certain period of time, we gave away turkeys for Thanksgiving. And we chose Must Ministries because I see them frequently in different networking groups. We're also doing a winner roof this year. So it will be a prize draw. It has to be non-insurance related because otherwise it's insurance fraud. But everyone who has bought a new roof through retail, we're gonna put their names into a hat and pull that drawing for the end of the year, and they'll get all their money back for the roof, the cost of that roof. So, yeah, it's an initiative that Hillary suggested, and I'm looking forward to it.
It only costs you like $10,000 out of pocket to get a ticket.
Right.
But you get a new roof. It makes sense.
Yep.
That's cool. What about at home? What about like back in the UK? Do you guys still have any like business connections or networking connections, community connections over there?
The networking wasn't such a big scene in the UK. And I think the reason being is there's a lot of small businesses here. In the UK, it seems like there's a lot more large corporate businesses. So typically my friends will work for large organizations rather than, small mama and papa shows. So in terms of connections, we've still got friends and family all over England. I've got my brother who still lives in Manchester. My in-laws and live in Wales. We've got quite a lot of friends down south as well. So
what about maybe some of those connections that James had in the accounting world or you in the MBA world? Do you find that entrepreneurs and people with that entrepreneurial spirit in the UK come here to flesh those out?
I've not really noticed that, to be honest. I have connected with a couple of friends from my MBA. One guy who does solar. So I was talking to him last year about how we can become more green. In Georgia, there doesn't seem to be as much of a drive for solar, but also recycling shingles. It's in the UK and in Europe, they're really big into recycling. So it's certainly something that I'd like to see more of here. I'm the person that takes my shopping bags to the supermarket and packs myself so that I'm not using all the plastic. I'd like to see more of that. The shingles can actually become new roads, and I find that pretty exciting. Oh, wow. Yeah.
How does that work?
You have to take all of the shingles to a recycling plant, and apparently they've shut that down in Georgia. You have to take all the nails out, any wood, anything like that out of it, and it's just recycled from there. But I expect we'll probably see a little bit more of that in the future.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Other have you guys felt like what other industries have had, like in the come to your house and fix it space? They're feeling like OBS board is so expensive. Like, what are you guys feeling any of that stuff in your industry as well?
Absolutely. We actually had a call from our GAF rep just yesterday saying that they were changing plants for making shingles. So we actually buy all of our materials from a supply house, and the reason being is they can guarantee that all of those shingles will have the exact same color match. And he told us that yesterday they're moving plants from the Tuscaloosa, and it will be a do not mix scenario on the different types of shingles because they've outgrown the plant. So you can have like stripy roofs. I look at roofs all the time, so I kind of see them.
Sure.
But if people have not necessarily bought them from a reputable company, then they can have some issues with the different colours of the granules that are on top of the shingles, and you can see it quite clearly when they're installed. So,
sure.
So OSB has gone up excessively. We keep having price increases. There's a lot of shortages. Apparently the dyes which actually colour the granules that are on top of the shingles comes from China. So the whole logistics of importing and things like that have had a massive knock-on effect. including color availability, as well as, bulk buying now is not as easy as it used to be.
Do those turn into real adjusted costs for your clients as well? Like, did a $15,000 roof cost $20,000 now?
It's actually had to. It's had to turn into the price being passed on. The increases in the shingles has gone up so much. In fact, we're now locking down our prices. If we're pitching on a large HOA, a HOA takes a long time to make a decision. You're talking thousands that can be in price increase. Thousands can be the difference. So yeah, we're seeing huge price increases. OSB as well. It was super cheap this time last year, and it's just going up and up. And I don't really see it coming down in the near future either, unfortunately.
Wow. All the more important reason that you have to have somebody qualified to install your roof.
Yes.
If you're going to spend all the money, that you might as well have someone that does it well.
Yes.
Why are the composition of the roof so different in the UK versus here?
I believe it's because we build our houses out of brick and mortar, so they can actually take the weight of the
slate roof.
And I've also heard that because you guys get so much wind, then I can't imagine a 60-mile-an-hour wind taking off a piece of slate would be quite dangerous. Whereas in the UK, it's not as windy. We certainly don't have the wind storms that you guys get. So yeah, slight difference.
Sure, that makes sense. Well, smaller area too.
Mm-hmm.
You have more of a uniform climate, north to south,
Yes.
almost, than you would in the U.S. That makes sense. Is there a bunch of construction that goes on like here? Like, do you see a subdivision pop up in the UK or something like? Does that happen?
It does, but there's not as much space available to build on, to be super honest. Our location where we are at the moment, our house is built on a plot which would probably have 5 or 6 houses built on top of each other in the UK. Everything's very pushed into very small areas, whereas here I feel like there's so much space for new houses. There just seems to be a lot of development.
Sure. What skills have you had to develop as an entrepreneur since, kind of coming over here, dealing with all these people, dealing with Americans in the way that we are, as well as in a trade that you hadn't really dealt with before?
I think my networking skills have certainly increased and got better. I'm constantly looking at pushing myself outside the boundaries and doing things that are different. It's my first podcast today, so
well, you've been on your fitness journey as well, which is pretty cool.
Yes, so it's been an interesting journey. I've got some crazy targets. Running under an 8-minute mile across 3 miles is one of them, which I've currently hit, so I'm pretty happy. 5 chin-ups before the 4th of July. I'm on number 2 at the moment. But I've also lost about 40 pounds, so I don't think I would have liked to have lifted myself 40 pounds ago.
Right. Well, that makes sense. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's a lot of, you can tell that you guys just have, like you said earlier, you just get better. Yeah. You guys just continuously get better. Like when I signed you guys up and you guys became a client of ours, freaking 3 years ago, like that was, you guys were a completely different company. You guys were in a different space. You're operating a different way. You guys have really improved on all of those fronts, which is exciting.
Yeah,
which is really exciting. So I commend you guys for sure. It's exciting.
One of our core values is strive for excellence. So that constant pushing ourselves. Why did we win a contract? Why did we lose a contract? What can we do better? How can we improve things for the customers? So yeah, it's really, really important, and we don't plan on stopping.
Sure.
Just keep going.
Cool. Well, what's next with your fitness journey? What are some of your lofty goals?
I'm thinking 75 hard.
Oh man. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe. I've already set aside a week for reflecting on the last 90 days. I'm pushing forward for the further 90 days to sort of sit down and see what they are.
So 75 hard. You take cold showers?
I don't at the moment.
Yeah.
I like warm showers, so that's gonna stretch me.
The diet, not a big deal. The workouts, the 2 times is really the biggest thing, because it really shows you the time that you take getting ready and finishing a workout is like the extra 30-45 minutes, an hour it takes you to like cool down or warm up and do a workout is a lot. Those cold showers, man.
I know.
I mean, it's all about like winning the mental battle with yourself, but that was what broke me.
Yeah.
That is like so hard to like be hungry, be tired, take a picture every single day, and then you wake up in the morning, you got to take a cold shower. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't.
Yes.
It's so hard.
Yes.
You can definitely do it though.
I've heard a couple of friends
do
that
it.
have done it, and I'm feeling pretty inspired to do so. I think it's also a case of, you know, incremental changes. You know,
Right.
I love the book Atomic Habits of just
Oh yeah.
keep making those little changes. And, you know, some of the 75 hard I already do. You know, I already run and then I'll work out. And if I have to fit them in separately, then I do so. The idea of having them in two completely separate entities every single day might be a little bit difficult. But I love being outside. It's good for me spiritually. One of the workouts has to be outside. So I'm pretty sure I can tick that box. But we shall see.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Man, those cold showers sucks.
If I do it over the summer, then those cold showers won't be so bad, right?
No, they definitely won't. I mean, it's 5 minutes cold shower, and the way I would do it was like get the water like halfway warm, like to where still when you get in, it's like, oh, this is gonna suck.
Yep.
And then I would stand there for a minute, and I would just flick it to ice cold. Like I would just go, like I would get comfortable. I would get in the mind, because you got to put yourself in that mindset. From 75 hard is all about that mindset.
Yeah.
But I would get in that mindset, and I would like, I just couldn't do it. Like I could do it, but I just couldn't wake up and tell myself. I would be like, I'm just gonna smell like ass today before I go take this cold shower. Like literally, that's what I would tell myself. This sucks.
So how many times have you done it?
I tried it twice.
Right.
I did like a 24 hard, like a 24 pretty hard.
Okay.
But I've always been the type, like in everything that I do, whether it be basketball or my business or anything. It's like, I'll beat you because I'll do it longer. You know, like I will never, like I've been doing this for 4 years and something. You knew me 2.5 years ago. There was no hiding what I was good at and what I was bad at. I was very open about that. I conduct myself and am a completely different person than I was then. I continue to grow and get feedback and do stuff that I like and do stuff that I don't like. But the reality is, like, when I get into something, I really like to hang with it. Like, it's stuff that I like to do for a long time.
Yeah.
I like to intermittent fast for a year. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I like to, like the newest thing is like Tristan started to teach me Adobe Illustrator, which is like make your logo, make your overlays, make stuff like this, all this stuff. And he's way better at it than me, way faster, way more intentional just with everything that he's able to do ability wise. But I like do these conversations, drum up appointments, handle, people calling me and asking me to fix stuff for them on a credit card, process in front. I do that. And then I'm like, finally get to go home and like try to learn how to use the pen tool, like that is like my type of grind. You know what I mean? So like the 75-day window of like beat the mental battle, like how to win the mental battle of yourself, how to take control of your life. I like already subject myself to a bunch of stuff that sucks. You know what I mean? Like sucks intentionally so that the rest of life doesn't suck so bad. Like I love being here and being with you guys and doing this stuff. Like it's exciting to me. Yeah. It's only because there's like a bunch of workouts and chasing my kid around the house and hearing him yell and freak out and bills and all that stuff that sucks is the only reason all this stuff is fun. Yeah. I mean, it really is. And you guys have had a lot of suck, honestly. I mean, you guys had a lot of growing pains. Like I said, I was in that original Georgia Roof Advisors office. Yeah. You guys were like constantly organizing, constantly refining, constantly figuring it out, constantly setting the process in the first place. Yeah. It's all the same. 75 hard's cool though. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. I'll tell you, when you get out of the shower, it's not so bad. It's like when you get out of a shower and it's like, I wish I was still in the shower because the shower was warm and now it's cold in the bathroom. You get out of the cold shower and you're like,
it's lovely and warm.
Oh, the air is so warm. The air is so warm for me. That's cool. I hope it works out for you.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm sure. What about this? Have you seen this? A whoop strap?
I remember you telling me about it when we went for a hike last.
Take this whoop strap stuff out of all of our podcasts until they sponsor us, because I'm tired of talking about it on the podcast with no money. But The Whoop Strap is awesome. Look, will you pull up like the Whoop Strap dashboard and put it up here, just like a picture of it or something? Because it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. It sends me texts every night. It's like, you need to go to bed. Like, it lets me know, hey, you need
I have
to go
that
to
on my
bed.
phone. It is now time.
So it tracks 3 things. It'll do food. I recommend MyFitnessPal for food. It's better. But it tracks day strain, which I like. It tracks recovery, and it tracks sleep. So like this recommended sleep is awesome. Is really awesome. So like you need 7 hours of 53. You need to be in the bed for almost 9 hours to get that. And then you wake up and maybe you're 57% recovered.
Right.
Maybe you're 35% recovered. I wonder what I am today. I'll look. I slept like an angel last night. I slept really early. So, yeah, see, that's what I don't know. I worked out really hard on Sunday. Yesterday, Monday I was 27% recovered. Tuesday I was 40% recovered. Yeah,
Wow.
Today I'm 46% recovered. And that's because I worked till 10 o'clock last night.
Wow.
So like it tells you, hey, because if you're working out in this, in the red, especially in the red, like you're not doing anything for your body.
No.
So like I've noticed myself, and it shows you like your disturbances, efficiency, all this stuff's so good.
So I'd see my son coming in at 4:30 this morning, would I?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You'll see. Cause like it tells me sleep disturbances and everything. I slept for 6 hours and 40 minutes last night. I had 26 disturbances, which is above my average of 18.
Okay.
78% efficiency. My respiratory rate was down a little bit. Latency at 1 minute, son. When I lay down, I'm out. Latency at
That's
1
like
minute.
James.
It tells you how long you stay in each cycle. Like it's very good. You wake up some days and you're like, oh, I feel good. And you look at your watch and you're like, there's the reason that I feel good. And
Yeah.
then some days you wake up and you're like, I don't feel good. And that thing will tell you exactly why.
And it counts your steps as well, right?
Yeah. It tracks all of your, so activity is,
So if I go for a run, will it tell me my time?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So like strain is the thing that you're tracking, your activity, steps, all of that. And that it shows you cardiovascular strain. It's basically like how well is your body using the oxygen that we put in and how well is it getting it everywhere. And that's why it tells you like heart rate variability is like if your heart rate variability is really high and you're at a rest and then you're getting up, walking to the refrigerator back makes your heart rate go up 20 beats. It's like, you're not in great shape. You're not very recovered today, you know? So that it's so much, it's a lot of good info. And you don't pay for the hardware. That's the best
I remember
thing.
you saying, don't they
This is my second one. I broke one already
Right.
and they just send you another one. They don't really care. They'll just send you another one. As long as you pay your little monthly membership, they just send you another one, which is awesome.
I'm surprised they're not paying you to advertise for them.
Yeah, well, I don't really advertise for anything. I just tell people stuff that I like that works.
Yeah.
You know, and this stuff, it works.
Works for you.
It works. Yeah, like I think that your Apple Watch stuff, I don't agree with the fitness information that it gives me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff doesn't make any sense to me. It's like
Right.
hey, you did this amount of steps, this amount of you burned 2,000 calories. I'm like, what? No, I didn't. Like my
That would be
metabolic
nice.
rate, I burn like 4,000 calories, 5,000 calories a day
Wow.
living my life. Like just because from being an athlete, my metabolic rate is ridiculous. Like I used to eat 5,400 calories a day when I was in high school, and I used to eat 1,300 calories of oatmeal in the morning. That was how determined I was to gain weight. And over and I told you I stick with it for like a full school year, like a full 9-month window. Over that time, I lost 3 pounds. Yeah, and I never stopped. The whole time I was eating 5,300 calories at least a day. Like a jar of peanut butter every week. But this stuff works. I've worked. I'm in better shape now than I was. I definitely felt the quarantine 15 or 20 or 25. I definitely did. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm too early. If I set this trend now, like I said, I do stuff that I do forever. And if I start getting fat now, I'll be fat forever. But this stuff works. Like I said, it works. Try it out. As you get more strain too, it goes like out of 24 or 28 or something is the highest number you can get like on your day strain.
Right.
The higher you get, the slower you go up. So
Right.
I've tried to max it out a couple of times, and I've got to like 1 or 2 away from maxing it out. But the 1 or 2 away that you need is like 2 more full hours of working out.
Right.
But it's good though. It's good. Fitness is good. Business is good. Life's good.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming. How can we help you? How can anybody in our network? What are you guys looking for? Who are you guys looking to be introduced to?
Mainly looking for HOA contacts, so property managers, anybody who I find a lot of people that are on HOAs typically are small business owners who just have so much time they now want to be part of a HOA too.
Right. Gluttons for punishment,
right?
Yeah.
But they're often the ones that are quite influential. So if we can, if we're in a neighborhood and we're replacing several different roofs, people can actually see our work and see what we've done. We've got a lot of online reviews on Google. I think we're up to 130 now. We bought the business. I think there was 1. So we've made some serious impact.
Job
on
progress
that.
is hooking y'all up on their
Yep.
reviews, huh?
Yeah, so it's if we can have access to HOA, different property management companies, other people that are interested in having a roof inspection. Everyone's got a roof over 10 years old. You're still looking at a repair typically rather than a replacement. But we also go in and we give that advice, so we can go and give that inspection and buy a homeowner some more time on their roof.
Sure.
You don't run your car into the ground. You typically have it looked at, regularly to check everything's working order. And that's the same with a roof. Potential problems, if they're not addressed, they can turn into big problems. By the time the roof is leaking, it's usually penetrated the decking of the wood.
It's mold season at that point.
Then it's gone through the ceiling. Now you've got a paint job as well. So if you can address those issues before they get to issues, then that's the ideal customer for us.
Sure.
And the reason being as well is that we can build that customer for life. We make a lot of people's day when we tell them there's not really a lot wrong with their roof and they've got another 5-10 years left out of it. Like, yes. So that's a happy feeling.
But call me then.
Yes.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming on. If you have anything else for us, to wrap it up, go ahead. Feel free. I mean, the platform, the podium is yours, but I think I've asked all my questions. You guys are an awesome business. You guys have taught me a lot. It's been a pleasure to network and just continue to service you guys from a client perspective. So I look forward to staying in your network, seeing what we can do to bring some value to you guys in your network as well.
Absolutely. Thank
Cool.
you ever so much for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.